9-year-old little girl recently diagnosed with epilepsy, having to take medications that made her forget, having low self-esteem because of the weight that she had gained, doubting herself and her capabilities, but not only that, being forced to deal with her peers, being teased because of an accident that they did not understand, being teased because of the fact that she was different, being teased that her body experienced convulsions that she could not even control, being judged and bullied by doctors because of not dealing with these type of medical issues, telling her that she was lying. A 9-year-old girl lost, crying out, but instead of reaching out to others, she became introverted because of the very people that she thought she could entrust in, the very peers that she surrounded herself around. She found out that those were the ones that were designed to cause her to become the person that she is today. Although she faced bullying, she allowed it to become something greater. She did not allow it to destroy or defeat who she was and the purpose that she had been created for, but she used the very thing that was designed to be a weapon as a shield. I am that 9-year-old little girl, and at the age of 25, after dealing with bullying from 9 years old to my senior year, I discovered a voice at 22. And now I encourage any individual that has ever faced bullying to live. Death is not an answer, whether physical, mental, or emotional, because it's other people out there just like you that are dealing with the same things just like you, but you can be the one that can save them. You can be the one that can change their lives. You can be the one that can make a difference. Bullied, but I survived.
Hi, I'm Eric Melton Hammond. I'm 18 years old and I am a victim of bullying. I was bullied all the way up from daycare to 8th grade. People bullied me for pretty much everything about me. They just would not accept that I was different. It's okay to be different, and of course at the time, even I didn't know I was different because I was not diagnosed with autism yet. I overcame the bullying when 2 girls in 10th grade came up to me and tried to be my friend. So I learned that I needed to start trusting people because there were good people out there, unlike I had experienced in the past. And what I learned was that people who used to bully me in middle school and elementary school and daycare had changed when they got to high school. And that they were willing to accept differences in people now, and they were better understanding of autism and all that stuff. What I've learned from bullying is that, from what I've learned from my experience, is that I just need to trust people, and I need to just overcome that fear of making friends, and I can use what I've learned in order to help others and teach them about how to handle it when someone bullies them. This is Eric Hammond saying, bullying is wrong.
Hi everyone, I'm Julie Poe. I'm 38 now, and I am a victim of bullying. Back in high school in California, I was in school from 3rd grade to graduating as a senior. And from the moment I came from a different country, immigrated from England, we come from a different culture, different heritage, didn't know anybody, didn't know what to expect, didn't know anything, and was teased, was as a know-it-all, as a brainiac. I was taken off a bus by a group of kids in high school, beat by a group of kids to a pulp. I was always teased about, being just a few pounds overweight, by 10 pounds overweight. I was always teased about the way I looked because I always had to wear glasses, because I always had a lazy eye at the time. just anything. It was about the way I looked, who I was, about the accent I had, about anything. Um, just being teased, being beat, being put down, and then having to go home and deal with that with my own brother. So really, it didn't end at school. But needless to say, I was a victim of bullying. Um, and then to see my own 8-year-old and my own 15-year-old having to go through some of that a little bit. So watching that, it's not cool. People are unique, people are different. Everybody is different. Accept them for who they are. Accept who they are for what they are. Treat people with respect and love. Find out why they're different. They may be fascinating. There may be something to them that you don't know about that you may have in common. Find something in common with them. Find something different that you like about them. Figure it out. Get a connection. Love them. Find the interest. Get connected.
Hello, my name is Lisa Hill, and I am a victim of bullying. When I was in the 5th grade, there was a young boy who, frankly, is still a friend of mine now, somewhat, but he decided that I guess I would be the victim. So what he told me one day, I guess it was near the end of the school day, we were getting on our school bus, was that nobody in the class liked me. And he kept telling me all these negative things that people were saying about me. There was no use in me coming back to school because nobody liked me, and all the people I thought were my friends in class weren't really my friends, and they weren't going to play with me anymore. So I became very anxious, and to the point where I didn't want to go to school anymore. And so I did not. For about a week, every time I got up, I threw up every morning because I was so anxious about going to school, knowing that nobody liked me. I was afraid people were going to hit on me and pick on me. And so eventually my mother, of course, took me to the doctor, and the doctor gave me something that was supposed to work for what they called my nerves. And eventually my mother said, you have to go back to school. I did not tell anyone what was going on, but I went back to school. And of course, all the time I was home from school, the young man was still calling me at home saying people still didn't like me and saying all sorts of negative things. And so I went back to school. And, some of the other girls in the class, one of them I remember well, her name was Rosa. She was one of my best friends in the class. She told me, Sean was telling us to say we didn't like you, but we do like you. And so in the class, Sean was still picking on me and needling me, to the point one day I just got up out of the class, yes, in 5th grade, I just got up out of the class and walked down the hall into the bathroom. And I was in there upset and crying, and I never forget this moment. Mrs. Smith, the teacher, followed me down the hall. Apparently she left the classroom unattended, but she followed me down the hall and into the bathroom, and she looked me in the eye and she said, I know what's going on, but I'm going to tell you right now, don't ever let anyone make you run. You're going to come back to this classroom, you're going to stand and fight, and you're going to stick up for yourself, and never do I want to hear about you running from anyone again. And so I went back to the classroom. Once again, some of the other students in the class were saying, we like you, we're not listening to Sean. So eventually, because I went back and because everyone joined in their support of me, it basically went away. But I truly learned a lesson at that point that never let anyone make you run. We don't want to fight bullies, but we want to stand our ground. And one of the things that I really took away from that is I should have talked to someone about it. Miss Smith knew, but I should have talked to my parents about it. And too often we don't talk to, especially young people don't talk to their parents. They're afraid they'll make it worse, or that they're being a baby. But truly, had I talked to my mom about it earlier, it would have been resolved earlier. And in my case, it didn't get to the point of anyone hitting me, but the psychological and emotional abuse was pretty bad as well. So I got through it. You can get through it. You know, maybe the fact that I went on to get so many degrees and to accomplish what I did is because I was determined. I just keep hearing her words in my ear saying, don't ever let anybody make you run, stand your ground. So to this day, I'm still trying to do that. Thank you, and again, you can get through it.
Can you make a difference when it comes to bullying and the effects thereof? You've heard from several students about their issues and things they've dealt with. But I just want to put a different spin on it, coming from the perspective of a parent and even a pastor. As a parent, some of you may not even be in that position right now that you have children. But if you have ever been bullied, or if you have ever been a bully, think about how you would feel if your children were bullied. Think about the effects that it would have on your child, emotionally, physically, mentally. Would you really want that for your child? As a pastor, we often use scriptures that we should do unto others as we would have them to do unto us. And we can't forget a very powerful one. Whereas you reap what you sow. Be very careful how you treat others. The bottom line, we all want respect and we want to be respected. So, can you make a difference? Sure, you can make a difference.
This is Eric Hammond in Stitch saying you can make a difference.
And remember, you can make a difference. Thank you.
You can make a difference when it comes to bullying.